ॐ ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we were in the, anyone remembers verse number? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, it is I think sixth chapter, text, sorry, sixth canto, chapter 2, text number 18. Let us recite this verse. अज्ञानादथवा ज्ञानात् it's visible, verse number.
Yes, Prabhuji.
अज्ञानादथवा ज्ञानात् उत्तमश्लोकनामयत्
उत्तम श्लोकान् नामयत्
संकीर्तितम् अगं पुंसो
सङ्कीर्तितम् अगं पुंसो
दहेदेत् एदो यथा नलः।
दैत्येदो यतनलः।
Yes, Arvind, through translation.
Krishna Prabhuji. Translation: As a fire burns dry grasses to ashes, so the holy name of the Lord, whether chanted knowingly or unknowingly, burns to ashes without fail. All the reactions of one's sinful activities.
Yeah. As a fire burns dry grass to ashes, so the holy name of the Lord, whether chanted knowingly or unknowingly, so that is going to do its work. So even Shukdev Goswami is giving analogies when telling about the philosophies and all. So this analogy, and I think next verse also one more analogy comes about medicine. Nice. Let us see what Prabhupada says. Yes, Pranav, Prabhu, purport. Okay, Mohit, Prabhu, can you read purport?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. A fire will act regardless of whether handled by an innocent child or by someone well aware of its power. For example, if a field of straw or dry grass is set afire, either by an elderly man or who knows the power of fire, or by a child who does not, the grass will be burned to ashes. Similarly, one may or may not know the power of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, but if one chants the holy name, he will become free from all sinful reactions.
So whether one knows the power of holy name or he may not know, but the chanting is going to do its work. So fire will act regardless of whether handled by an innocent child or someone well aware of its power. So that's how chanting of Hare Krishna, whoever recites this chanting, this holy name, he will get benefited. Whether he knows about the importance of it or he may not know. So that is the merciful nature of the Lord. He does not say that, okay, they'll get some benefit. Of course, last time we discussed also, they may not go back to Godhead or chant pure name because of that, but still the purification will take place for them. Next verse. यथागतं वीर्यतमं उपयुक्ताय दिक्षया
Upayukta yadirichya
अजानतोऽप्यात्मगुणं
ajanatopyatmagunam
कुर्यान् मन्त्रोऽपि उदारितः.
kuryan mantropya.
Yes, Praveen, translation.
If a person unaware of the effective potency of a certain medicine takes that medicine or is forced to take it, it will act even without his knowledge because its potency does not depend on the patient's understanding. Similarly, even though one does not know the value of chanting the holy name of the Lord, if one chants knowingly or unknowingly, the chanting will be very effective.
Yeah, so what is the analogy given in this verse?
Medicine.
Medicine. What happens to medicine?
One takes medicine, he gets cured. Knowing or unknowing.
It will create an impact to the patient.
Yeah, whether patient knows it or not. Sometimes the small children, they are also given medicine. So mothers, and they don't want to take because medicine is very bitter. Sometimes mother puts some gulab jamun or something in between. She will put medicine and give to the child. And then once it happened also. The mother later asked, "Oh child, how was the gulab jamun?" He said, "Very nice. Only some seed was there, so I threw that." Then that way he did not take the medicine. But holy name is not like that. If you chant, then you actually get benefit in that. Okay, Parpat, Ronak.
Ranak Sinha Prabhu or Malhotra Prabhu?
Yeah, you only.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In the Western countries where the Hare Krishna movement is spreading, learned scholars and other thoughtful men are realizing its effectiveness. For example, Dr. J. Stilson Judha, a learned scholar, has been very much attracted to this movement because he has actually seen that it is turning hippies addicted to drugs into pure Vaishnavas who voluntarily become servants of Krishna and humanity. Even a few years ago, such hippies did not know the Hare Krishna mantra, but now they are chanting it and becoming pure Vaishnavas. Thus, they are becoming free from all sinful activities such as illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling. This is practical proof of the effectiveness of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and the movement, which is supported in this verse. One may or may not know the value of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, but if one somehow or other chants it, he will immediately be purified, just as one who takes a potent medicine will feel its effect regardless of whether he takes it knowingly or unknowingly.
Yeah. So here Prabhupada is giving the example of this Dr. J. Stilson Juda. His name is coming in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is the glory of a pure devotee. He may, and so many Vaishnavas have read his name. So he must have. So one thing is he attracted to this movement, and another thing is his name has come to Bhagavad. So many devotees will take his name. Surely will be benefited also. So here one point is mentioned here is one may or may not know the value of chanting Hare Krishna mantra, but if one somehow or other chants it, he will immediately be purified, just as one takes this. And Prabhupada is also giving the example of hippies. So hippies, they are actually into so many bad things. But Prabhupada, as soon as he came, he gave them Hare Krishna Mahamantra, they started chanting, started following the process, and they came out of all those bad habits and everything. And why hippies, even our life also, if we see, none of us, all of you are now chanting, some of you are having kantimala and eating prasadam without onion garlic. So in that way, very, but if you see certain years, some years before, some 5-6 years before, if we just imagine if maybe 6 years before I will be such person wearing dhoti kurta, having kantimala, not eating outside food, or so that is very, none of us actually thought also about it. But now we see we are all practicing. So how it happened is that is the potency of Hare Krishna mantra. Because initially, as soon as we come for the session, we are told to chant Hare Krishna mantra. So we start with 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and then how it is affecting us, we also don't know. How the things are coming, how things are, our heart is getting transformed. Even we don't understand. And then suddenly one day we find that we have changed, the hairstyle is changed. So everything is changed very. Even I came to Krishna consciousness in 2010. 9 I got introduced, then I started 16 rounds and all. So just 15 years back, I didn't, never thought that I will be here wearing saffron and sitting, giving class on Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is all.
You started 16 months.
Yeah.
14 years.
14 years. So, but I never thought that these things will also come. Some different aspirations, different focus, everything was different. But then, because of the chanting, chanting the holy name, association of devotees, the things are changed. And now we are into different, we are in the real goal of life we have got. So we see this cannot be happen. Even if somebody wants to change somebody, no, even that brainwashing, people say that these Hare Krishnas are brainwashed. So because so much change, you are at one place and then immediately the 90-degree shift, 180-degree shift. So how it has happened? It cannot happen just by like this. So there has to be something. So then they say, and they don't know about spirituality, how it can transform the person. So then they say, okay, maybe some black magic is done on him, or some kind of brainwashing is done, or hypnotism is done when they hypnotize and then they tell this is your name and you have to speak like this.
They say sometimes we have drugs to prasadam also.
Yeah, sometimes they say that you have mixed something in the prasadam, the drugs or something. So because of that, we are now we are changed completely. So then there are people who don't take prasadam. They think that ISKCON prasadam means some gadbad is there. As soon as you take prasadam, your life is going to change. So they don't take. Of course, life is going to change, but not negatively. It's positively change is going to happen. So that is what is mentioned here. So once upon a time, in Srila Prabhupada's time, there was one. So in the early days, 1968 or like 70s, that time, when one of the temple in the Western country, there was Harinam which was going on. So many devotees participating Harinam, Bhajanga, Kartal, chanting and all. So that same time there were some police. They were actually catching some two thieves. So these two young boys were there. They did some stealing or somewhere, and the police were catching them. Suddenly they saw this big Harinam Sankirtan is going on. So many devotees were there. So these two actually went inside the Harinam Sankirtan, and they went and they thought, okay, somehow we will. So many people are there. US you can't see so many people together. So the Harinam is the only time. So all devotees had come, and these two thieves they also got mixed up into that. And then police said, oh, these are all devotees. So they let them go. And then they found that there is no, the thieves are not visible only. And they were searching that place, nothing happened. And the two thieves, they were very happy. Oh, somehow we escaped, we are going there. But then somebody was pushing, hey, chant holy name, chant holy name. And then they started chanting, raising their hands. And they thought they were just wondering what is this chanting, where we are going. It is even said that I think one place they were chanting also some name. Gaur Nityananda Bol, Hari Bol. So that person actually he what he just understood in some other way. Something he said.
The
No?
robbers.
They were not able to understand what they are chanting, so they took in some other way. Something that I don't exactly understand. So somehow that they understood in that way, and they were chanting like that and going. But actually, after going to, of course, they were taken to the temple. They were wondering where we are going. Then they went to the temple, went inside, and it was evening time, evening Harinam. They went and then they were told to sit. They sat there, and then the prasadam came, dinner prasadam with many items. They started taking. They said, "Oh, wonderful lifestyle! Just chant and dance and come here and take prasadam." So they were very happy. Then the devotees said that, "Oh, you are new." So then they said, "Yes, we are new." So then they were given a room also to stay. So those times ISKCON temple, like, it was not so much organized. Anyone can come and stay also. So they went and they started staying. They say, "Oh, very nice." Then morning, we have Mangalarti at 4:30. So then devotees immediately started lights, did kirtan something, woke all the people. Said, "Oh, chalo chalo, arti arti." And then they took bath, got ready. They did that clothes also. So the devotees gave them dhoti kurta. They wore dhoti kurta on the first day only. Went to Mangalarti. They started jumping up and down. And then later they understood, okay, done now. They were going. Then devotees say, "Where you are going? Now you have to chant." Now the japa is going to start. Then they started chanting Hare Krishna mantra 2 hours. Then again they got some class, some prasadam. And they said, "Oh, this life is also good." They started doing everything. Devotees engaged them, daytime devotees engaged them in services, because they actually wanted to go also. But as soon as they wanted to go, they understood they went little bit and they saw some police were there. Again they came back, again they stayed in temple. So they thought that, okay, let us be here for at least 1 week. The police will forget by that time, and then we can go. But within that week, such a transformation happened in their life because of continuous hearing of holy name. Then later they got the mantra and they started properly chanting Hare Krishna mantra also. They are taking prasadam every day, started associating with devotees, started hearing Krishna Katha and the philosophy. Slowly they completely changed. And after 10 days, 1 week, when the time came that they wanted to leave, they actually never wanted to leave. They thought that, oh, this life is good and we want to continue like this. Then they told the devotees this was our background. So then they said, "Oh, but this is not good. Your police has, you have done some crimes, you should get punishment." So then these two thieves who are now become devotees now, after I think 10-15 days or so, they goes to the police station. They tells that this is what happened to us, and now we want to surrender ourselves. They said, "But where you were so many days? We were searching." Said, "We went to the temple, we did this." And they said, "What you did whole day?" Then said, "We got up at 3 o'clock, we took cold water bath, then we went to the kirtan, then chanting japa, and so many things they told." Then the police said that, "Oh, you already got so much punishment you are getting. Better you continue there only. We are relieving you." So that's how they came back to temple and again continued their practice. So this comes in the, I think, Avechar and movies are there, no? In that this pastime is also mentioned. This is there, no?
Few days back.
But I have seen this.
Guru recites this, narrates this story. Gaurang Guru Namnendra.
Oh, is it?
He tells the name also. He is currently
What is his name?
Haridas Guru.
Haridas? No, he was that thieves. A night he was.
Night time Prabhupada gave him.
He was Jew temple.
But Amendra Guru hides it. He narrates the story, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I have seen, but I remember when I'm telling this way, it's coming in my front also. I think Avechar movie only. I think. Maybe they have to check it once. Or some other movie, Prabhupada movie. Okay, so let us go ahead. So this is how the chanting of the holy name is so powerful. Without our knowledge, so many things may happen and we don't even know. Okay, text 20. Shri Shuka Vacha Taivam Suvinirniya Dharmam Bhagavatam Nripa
Bhagavatam Nripa
Tam Yamya Pashan Nirmuchya
Yam Pisa
विप्रमृत्योरमुमुचन् Yes, Amarnath.
Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued, My dear king, having thus perfectly judged the principles of devotional service with reasoning and arguments, the order carriers of Lord Vishnu released the Brahmana, Ajamila, from the bondage of the Yamadutas and saved him from the imminent death.
Yeah, this is how, my dear king. So now, after telling the entire story of Ajamila, now Shukdev Goswami is continuing still. So he is telling, my dear king, having thus perfectly judged the principles of devotional service with reasoning and argument. So before starting the reasoning, these arguments of Vishnu Dutas, Shukdev Goswami says there that the devotees of the Lord are very good in arguments and logic and defeating the wrong people. So he first glorified them, and at the end again he is telling that this is how they properly got won the case, and the order carriers of Lord Vishnu released the Brahmana Ajamila from the bondage of Yamdutas. Haribol. This is how Vishnu Dutas means basically devotees save all the living entities in this way. Okay, text 21. इति प्रत्युदितायां या दूतायात्वायमान्तिकम्
उतायात्वायमान्तिकम्
यमरागे यथा सर्वम्
यथा सर्वम्
आचचक्षुरारिन्दमा. Can Narasimha Prabhu translation?
My dear Maharaja Parikshit, O subduer of all enemies, after the servants of Amaraja had been answered by the order carriers of Lord Vishnu, they went to Amaraja and explained to him everything that had happened.
Yeah, so the servants of Yamraja had been answered by order carriers of Lord Vishnu. After that, they went to Yamraj and explained everything that had happened. So that conversation comes in the next chapter. This is going to go in another direction. Okay, Sagar Prabhu, purport.
In this verse, the word Pratyudhira is a very significant. The servants of Yamraja are so powerful that they can never be hindered anywhere. But this time they were baffled and disappointed in their attempt to take away a man they consider sinful. Therefore, they immediately returned to Yamraja and described to him everything that had happened.
Yeah, so this is the first time because Yamdutas are very expert in taking the living entities to hellish planets. So till now nobody could dare to stop them. They are till now they were feeling that everything is in our hand. You do sinful activities and we will take you to hell. So they were very much very powerful also, and nobody hindered, and nobody can do also anything. None of the living entities can actually do anything for Yamdutas. And Yamdutas, they are in the shelter of Yamraja, who is one of the Mahajans. In that way, they never got disappointment. But this was the first time that they attempted to take away a man they considered sinful, but actually he was not sinful, and he was a devotee, and which they did not knew. They didn't knew the glories of holy name. They knew everything that okay, if somebody does this activity, then you get this punishment, this thing, this punishment. So they only knew that much things. But if you chant, and that chanting will nullify your all sinful activities, that was unknown to even Yamdutas. So this is the first time when they get opportunity to hear the glories of holy name. Still, they were not fully come out of that shock. They were still in the shocking situation that how it can happen. They put their arguments and Vishnu Dutas defeated it. Now they go to Yamraj in the next chapter, and then they tell Yamraj, how many masters are there? We thought you are our master, but seems that there is some master who is above you also, who is more powerful than you. And then Yamdharaj very nicely tells, he also speaks on glories of holy name. And at the end he says that yes, Supreme Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and everything is working under his direction. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sa characharam. Etunanena kaunte jagadvi parivartate. Right. Text 22. द्विजपाशाद्विनिर्मुक्तो
विनिर्मुक्तो
गतभिः प्रकृतिं गतः
गतभिः प्रकृतिं गतः
ववन्दे शिरसा विष्णो
वन्दे शिरसा विष्णो
किङ्करान् दर्शनोत्सवः
किङ्करानदर्शनोत्सवः
Is there Jitendra Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Translation: Having been released from the nooses of Yamraja's servants, the Brahmana Ajamila, now free from fear, come to his senses and immediately offered obeisances to the Vishnu Dutas by bowing his head at their lotus feet. He was extremely pleased by their presence, for he had seen them save his life from the hands of servants of Yamraj.
Yeah, so till now Ajamila was in lot of fear because he was not sure whether he will be saved or he will be taken to hellish planet. He was very fearful after seeing the Yamdutas, who are also very fearful. So they come with a very ugly body and big teeth and everything. Their face is very ugly. So basically the living entities should be very fearful. Already they are fearful of death, and this person again makes them more fearful and takes them to hellish planet. So Ajamila also was similarly very fearful, but now he has come to his senses because he heard the entire discussion of Vishnu Dutas and Yamdutas. And one good thing happened with Ajamila is he chanted the holy name of Narayan. Another good thing happened is he heard the glories of chanting holy name. So now already chanted, got benefit, again heard the holy name. So now he will continue that practice of chanting. All of us also are in the same situation. We have seen Ajamila Yamduta's conversation. So now we should follow the footsteps of Ajamila from this point onwards. Okay, so he was extremely pleased by their presence, for he had seen them save his life from the hands of servants of Yamraj. Okay. Perfect. Yes, Naman.
Vaishnavas are also Vishnu Dutas because they carry out the orders of Krishna. Lord Krishna is very eager for all the conditioned souls rotting in this material world to surrender to him and be saved from the material pangs in this life and punishment in the hellish conditions after death. Vaishnava therefore tries to bring conditioned souls to their senses. Those who are fortunate like Ajamil are saved by the Vishnu Dutas or Vaishnavas, and thus they return back home, back to Godhead.
Yeah, so Vaishnavas and Vishnu Dutas. Basically, Vaishnavas, anyone knows what is the meaning of Vaishnavas?
Devotee of Vishnu.
Yeah, devotee of Vishnu are Vaishnavas. So here Vishnu Dutas means also devotee of Vishnu, the servant of the Vishnu. So Vaishnavas are also Vishnu Dutas in that way because they carry out the orders of Krishna. So here comes the merciful nature of Lord. Lord actually always wants to bring the living entities back to him. He is only just waiting when this living entity comes out of his material entanglements and looks towards me. And as soon as he looks, then Lord immediately comes near to him. Then he takes one step, Lord takes 1,000 steps. And he is always very eager to take the living entity back home, back to God. And he is always waiting for each of us, not just some living entity like that, but he is waiting for each personality. And we can see that even if we come to this material world, Lord also comes as a super soul, and he does not leave us. Okay, anyway, this person has gone, let's leave him. Sometimes we also get frustrated with somebody, and we say, okay, get lost, better you go. Even there are parents who says, like some children are too naughty. They say, take that in Hindi that saying is wish pike marja. Basically, you die, you take poison and you die. So that is how they feel sometimes. Because sometimes the frustration comes so much that you give that person up. But in the case of Lord, even though we are so sinful, we have done so many things and we are independent desire, we don't want to be with Lord. Still, Lord will come and be with us as a super soul, and whichever species we take. Like there is one devotee was telling the example of pig in the gutter. We don't even want to see if the pig is going in the gutter and that thing. But Lord is there in his heart also as a super soul. So Lord is there in everyone's heart. All the living entities, they are sustaining because Lord is situated in there. Sarvasya Chaham Ridhi Sanni Vishnu. Ridhi means in the heart. I am situated in everyone's heart. And from me comes remembrance, forgetful and knowledge. So like that. Okay, so Vaishnava therefore tries to bring conditioned soul because he understands the desire of the Lord and then he acts according to the desire of Lord. He says, oh Lord is so eager to bring the conditioned soul, then if there is an opportunity, if somebody is chanting, why should we send him to hell? We should immediately bring him back to the back home, back to God. So that is the so that's why it is said that devotees are our only hope. Otherwise, the kind of life we are living, Yamdutas should take us and catch us to the hellish planet. But because of devotees, we are sustaining and we will be returning back to Godhead also. Okay, next verse. Team. Tam vivaksham abhipretya Mahapurusha Kinkara
Mahapurusha Kinkara
Sahasa Pashyatastasya
Sasa Pasyatastasya
Tatrantaradhireng Naga.
Nagaha.
Okay. So Raunak Sinha Pro, translation. Raunak Sinha. Will you be able to read? Okay, Umang Pro.
O sinless Maharaja Parikshit, the order carries of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Vishnu Dutas saw that Ajamil was attempting to say something and thus they suddenly disappeared from his presence.
Yeah, so Yamadutas have gone. Now only Ajamila and Vishnu Dutas are there. So here Shuddha Goswami is saying that the order carriers of Vishnu Dutas saw that Ajamila was attempting to say something and they suddenly disappeared from their presence. Because actually, so here one important point comes is many people think that Vishnu Dutas have come to take the Ajamila back home, back to God. But actually they did not come for that. They just came to stop the Yamdutas from taking him to Hellish planet. They did not actually wanted to take him to because he was not fully qualified. He has just chanted some name. So one may say, oh, just what to say in unintentionally chanted and he has gone back to Godhead. So not like that. He was not eligible to go back to Godhead because of this thing. Because the chanting was not pure. So Vishnudeva only came just to tell that this is you can't take him to hellish planet. And in this conversation, he was supposed to die, but there is some I don't know, but there are some muhurtas also. I think that muhurta also gone. Another thing is his life period got extended, as Prabhupada writes in the purport. Yeah. Okay, the Shastras say Papishtaye Durachara Deva Brahmana Nindaka Apatya Bhojana Tesham Akale Moranam Dhruvam. Yes, Dhruv Prabhu. Moranam Dhruvam.
For persons who are papishta, very sinful, and durachara, misbehaved or very unclean in their habits, who are against the existence of God, who disrespect Vaishnavas and Brahmanas, and who eat anything and everything, untimely death is sure. It is said that in Kali Yuga has a maximum lifetime of 100 years. But as people become degraded, the of their lives decreases. Pranayala Payusha. Because Ajamil form was intensely. Vishnudutta saw Ajamil trying to say something to them. They disappeared to give him a chance to glorify the Supreme Lord. Since all his sinful reactions had been vanquished, he was now prepared to glorify the Lord. Indeed, one cannot glorify the Lord unless one is complete in full activities.
Yeah. So here it is said about for a person papishta, very sinful person, who are against the existence of God, who disrespect Vaishnavas, who eat anything and everything. untimely death is sure. So for such personalities, because untimely, anytime death may come for them. So, but Ajamila's case, because he got free from all the sinful reactions, so his lifetime was extended. And at the same time, he was not eligible to go back to Godhead. So then that lifetime extended, and he was intelligent enough to utilize that lifetime in Krishna consciousness, and that's how he was taken to Vaikuntha planet. So when Vishnudutta saw Ajamila trying to say something, they disappeared to give him chance to glorify the Supreme Lord. I don't know how it. Anyone knows how they gave him chance by disappearing? When the Vishnudutta saw Ajamila trying to say something, they disappeared to give Ajamila chance to glorify the Supreme
He
Lord.
went to Haridwar.
Yeah, that's the anyway he would have gone. Why they disappeared?
Next line
To make his moon.
Since all his sinful reactions had been vanquished, he was now prepared to glorify the Lord. In front of them also he could have glorified. I have to check about this. They disappeared to give him chance to glorify the Supreme Lord. Or maybe if he converses with the Vishnu Sutas, he becomes eligible and something. Don't know, maybe, or they wanted him to go to Haridwar and perfect his life in that way.
They just opened the gate, but they didn't give him the visa to enter into the gate.
Yeah.
So for visa, he has to go to this consulate, Haridwar.
Good analysis. Okay, this confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Esham tva antagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandamoha nirmukta bhajanti imam dridha vrata. Yes, who is remaining to read? Pranav Prabhu and Vinay Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Persons who have expected pious in previous lives and in this life, whose sinful actions completely eradicated and who are freed from the duality of delusion, engage themselves in my service of determination. This Vishnudutas made Ajamila aware of devotional service so that he might immediately become fit to return home back to Godhead. To increase the eagerness to glorify the Lord, they disappeared so that
Here
he
it's
would
written. Yes.
disappeared so that he would feel separation in their absence. In this mode of separation, glorification of the Lord is very intense.
Yeah, so here the answer is given. See, Vishnudutas made Ajamila aware of devotional service so that he might immediately become fit to return back to Godhead and to increase his eagerness to glorify the Lord. Because in case he meets them and he starts conversing, then he will say, "Oh, very easy." That intensity may not come. Like somebody goes immediately, then you say, "Oh, where are this personality? I chanted one name and I got them. If I do more, then how much I will get more benefit." So then that to intensify his devotional service to glorify the Lord, that's how they disappeared. No? Yeah, like some great souls come for only some time, then we are very eager to take their association. But when we find them that they are quite long time with us, then one may take them cheaply. So that's how what happened with correct, that happens. Sometimes, so that's why it is said, no, the Rasham tells one thing. The preacher is not glorified in his own temple. So like that is the thing.
It's like loving separation.
Yeah, loving separation, and we also have the material outlook or tendency. We hear same things. We think, oh, I want something different. Some speaker comes only for one day, gives some class, and goes. We feel, oh, he is wonderful. But but he also does the same thing which the local preacher is telling. But because you heard from him only once, then one may feel in that way. So that's what they suddenly disappeared so that he will be more intensified to glorify the Lord. So when he did not see them, then he understood now what is. Then he left his family, what the prostitutes, children, everything, all he got completely detached. And one pointed attention, he actually went on. So now the further verses will tell ahead about this. Yes, any questions so far? We have 5 minutes remaining.
Because in for 18th verse we heard, like he unknowingly or unknowingly we chant the holy name of the Lord, all sinful reactions.
Yes.
So Prabhupada didn't mention in purport nor in translation, it does not mention that attentively or inattentively. So we are chanting every day, but even in inattentively, does it work or?
Yeah, work, it's written.
We don't know.
Inattentive also.
Yeah, we should have faith.
And also too, we don't know how many bad karmas we have done in our previous life. So to cut them.
No, it is written that not only this life, future also what you are going to commit, that
future
also reactions will be nullified.
We can commit. Also.
Huh?
We can commit. Yeah, choice.
No, if you commit, then you will get offense. If knowing on the strength of holy name, if somebody commits sinful activities, then he gets more punishment. Then the same holy name will actually destroy him also. Because on the strength of holy name he is doing, so aparadha is increasing more and more. So he will get more punishment. So Ajamila did not knew, he chanted unknowingly. So that is the.
Raji, and after 10th offense they say, and also to be inattentive while chanting, like they say.
Yeah,
like
that is also an offense.
That means Mahaprabhu added in that 10 or is it added later?
No, it's not written by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only Shikshashtam is written by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 10 offenses. Rupa Goswami? Okay. Yeah, so they are given the 10 offenses. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prayers are very elevated. The first is a Cheto Darpana Marjanam. If you chant the holy name, it is like cleaning the mirror. So cleaning the heart is taking place. And then the prayers goes to very high level. Trinadapi Sunichena, and then Ashlishiva Padarata. Once it was asked to Radhanath Maharaj that why you always tell about Trinadapi Sunichena. Is it that is the highest and there is no other beyond that? He said that after that Ashlishiva, those things are even more higher. But because you are not on that platform, I am at least telling about Trinadapi Sunichena. At least tolerate this much level you come, then next level is there. But we are not even on this level. Ashleshava Padarata, you know the meaning, no? Ashleshava Padarata Pinashtumam Adarshanam Manmarta Karotu. That means even if Lord kicks me on the face, we want to serve and Lord kicks us and goes, I will fall, but still I will not leave the Lord. I will again come. Again he kicks, again I will come. So that is what is the. One may say, what master you are kicking me, let me go, I will go to Maya better. There also you get kicked. That's all. Any question, online devotees? Today?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Vinay.
A question that Prabhuji. My question
No?
is change assistant Mayavadi by providing Prasad.
Mayavadi?
Mayavadi sent assistant. We can change by providing Prasad regularly.
No, I didn't understand. Mayavadi what?
Mayavadi is Prabhuji. Mayavadi sent assist people. They who not believe the God.
So what about them?
By providing Prasad, they will change Prabhuji someday.
By chanting, will they change? Like
By
is
Prasad,
that?
they will not stand directly Prabhuji. Because by
Yes,
providing Prasad,
is it possible to change Atist and Mayavadis by providing prasadam?
it's Prabhuji.
Some,
After that, we will tell the Pilani time.
yeah, some Sukruti they will get surely by prasadam, but they will not get fully purified to go back to Godhead. At least some purification will happen, and if they appreciate prasadam, then their devotional service started. And then eventually they should now do the practice also of chanting, reading, hearing, everything. Not that they continue their blaspheming the Lord or want to become Lord. So that way some purification will take place, but they will not be thoroughly purified. So that is the thing. Mayavadis. Okay, so thank you. Many devotees joined today. Vinay Prabhu, Mohit Prabhu, Amarnath Prabhu, Arvind Prabhu, Praveen Prabhu, Jitendra Prabhu, Raunak Prabhu, Sagar Prabhu, Raunak Prabhu, Pranav, Dhruv Prabhu, and Umang Prabhu. Naman Prabhu is also. Okay, so we'll continue our discussion tomorrow tomorrow's going to be a very interesting session. It is about how Ajamila perfected his life. Now Ajamila, the Vishnu Dutas have gone, Yamdutas have gone. Now he is alone. Now he has to. This is a like a very challenging situation now. He understood what has to be done, and he understood what I did wrong. Now he has to detach himself from everything what he did so many till 88 years of his life. Now he has to detach at this time and get fully into Krishna consciousness. So let us see how he does that. That is very good lesson for us also. So thank you, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There is one story, it comes from Bhaktivinoda Thakur delivered a Brahma Rakshas.
Who delivered?
Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In a forest, delivered a Brahma Rakshas. So he asked him, how did you become Brahma? He said, I chanted offensively through my life.
Yeah.
I heard something like this.
No, I didn't hear. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's.
एक तो वो था जो ब्राह्मण था वो अपनी मिस्टिक पावर से दिखाता था उसकी चोटी काटी थी तीनों का अपने और दूसरे बंदा वो तो नहीं पूरा नहीं पढ़ा था फिर मैंने वो
Yeah. There is one more pastime where I think somebody was there. He does some offense to his guru. Something happens, he doesn't die. Somebody cuts his head.
That is
Gopal Bhatta.
Disciple of Gopal.
Gopal Bhatta
Gopal
Goswami.
Bhatta Goswami. He once that Premanand Maharaj Sampradaya.
Ah, correct. See, how you know about him? He comes in that sampradaya.
He actually.
No, but how you came to know?
He is actually that we in our
we
discussed this thing. It was discussed. Actually, I told you one devotee.
Yeah.
So we discussed all these things.
Can you switch up this?
He is actually really considered this incarnation of Venu of.
That's what I was feeling. Why?
He is actually incarnation of Venu of Krishna, as it said.
Venu?
Venu, flute of Krishna.
Who is that?
Etherivansh.
The Premanand ancestor, that spiritual master.
Disciple of Gopal Bhatta.
But he did offense to his guru.
He actually committed that thing. He, without taking, his guru, in our lecture it was said that his guru, told him not to take prasad of Radha Vallabh. So, but he still took the prasad of Radha Vallabh. So it came under the category of Guru Avagya. So later on, when some dacoits came, they cut his head, beheaded him, and then when he went to Goloka, he even went to the door of Goloka.
Goloka? Golok Vrindavan?
Golok Vrindavan. So from the doorkeeper said that you can come to Golok, but you have only one this offense, Guru Aparad. You disobeyed your Guru. So go back and rectify this, and then you will be eligible. So his head was already beheaded. So the soul came into his head, and then head through the river water came near Gopal Bhatta Swami was chanting.
His lotus feet it touched.
So the head, only the head, not the body. But head came to his body and said the whole story that I returned back from Golok. So when we forgave him, Gopal Bhatta Swami forgave him, and then he went back to Golok.